Hey everybody, it's Josiah here, also known as Chilling Silence. Really quick update for you. I'm currently just waiting for the shops to open up so I can get my milk for a morning coffee, and I thought this was probably a really good opportunity for me to stop and talk a little bit about the new Android app, which has been released yesterday. So we released a beta version, followed quickly by a slightly updated public release. Noah was working a lot through the day, so a big thank you to him, and also to Yoshi for all of the AutoCrypt improvements that have gone into the back end that both Android and iOS use. So there is so much packed into this release, and I'm so excited that we can finally get it out to people. Now, if you have a look, you'll start to notice a few extra things, like, for example, we've included Dandelion++, we've included DigiAssets, we've included a bunch of stuff in the back end. One of the better things, though, specifically is the reliability of it, both in terms of some of the underlying improvements, but also now in terms of the notifications around what the wallet itself is actually doing. So there's two different aspects to this that I'll really quickly go over, just so that you can help people out if you happen to see them asking questions. So you'll have the dial along the top, which spins around in a kind of a green and yellow. Now this is the synchronization status. So this is as it is downloading blocks and updating the basically your balance. Now underneath it there's a little Wi-Fi indicator. If it is I've got a cross through it, a line through it, then you'll know that you are disconnected. You're not connected to anything right now. That's obviously bad. You need to be connected in order to synchronize blocks. Science. But what you can, then it will change and it will go basically into it'll have a little ball at the bottom and then like the Wi-Fi indicators going up from it. What this means is it's finding a node, it's finding a full wallet to connect to. Now this full wallet is probably somebody like myself or somebody like you, hopefully, running a node that is at home, a full DigiByte core wallet, and you've forwarded the ports through your firewall and router. What happens then is the Android wallet will then have a solid white indicator. Now, when it's solid white, that means you're connected, and then you can start receiving the blocks. So it's going to help us where people have less than ideal internet connections, basically, in terms of diagnosing that, helping them out to understand why it's not synchronizing, and the likes, basically. So it's really cool to see. But as I mentioned, so what happens is it connects to a core wallet, say, for example, like one that you would run at home. Now, the reason that we've had this delay with the AutoCrypt upgrade is because when a block is produced in the blockchain, we basically, what we do is we take the hash of the algorithm that found the block. So in this case, it's AutoCrypt is the new one, and that is sent through to your cell phone, through to your Android wallet. Your Android wallet then basically tries to understand and verify and validate it. The problem was it didn't understand how to validate AutoCrypt correctly. So this is what the delay was, but in saying that, it's also really good because you know that your wallet is not just blindly accepting whatever somebody gives it, potentially maliciously. It does a lot of verification, a lot of validation, a lot of checks, so you know that no matter what, your funds are safe. So yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate that we did have this delay. It's taken about 48, 72 hours in order to get this out to people, but it's a worthwhile limitation, I suppose, of those wallets. It's great that they are verifying and validating those blocks. So again, I want to shout out, big thank you to our developers, many of which have worked long hours lately. Like they do this in their spare time, but some of them have committed a good 6 to 8 hours at least per day over the last couple of days. So I really want to give them a big thank you, and I hope that you will join with me in showing your appreciation. So I've got my crypto mug investors. I had a couple of comments while I was doing the live stream with Jared why I was wearing the Ponamu. It's considered a treasure in New Zealand here. It's considered something of value and something that you would hold tight. And something that you would also show and display. So just a quick heads up for people who aren't quite aware of some of the Kiwi culture here, it wasn't that I was being disrespectful to anything that I was wearing at the time. It was more just, this is something that we often like to wear and display in our country. So anyway, that's it from me. Look, if you do have any more questions about what's happening, feel free to sing out in the comment section below. So we have a production release of the new Android app. iOS is being reviewed by Apple. Unfortunately, the email that I got from them yesterday wasn't quite what things were, so I jumped the gun with the tweet there saying that it was available. It is being reviewed by them. We've requested that they do it as quickly as possible, so hopefully we'll get that out today for all iPhone and iPad users. But yeah, sing out in the comments section below if you do have any questions. Otherwise, you can tweet me. I'm at DGB_chilling. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.